What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out F-15 Eagle, the most gangster fighter jet of all time. This is by the Fat Electrician. I've watched one of his videos not long ago. People are always like, I'll watch a video and someone's like, oh, the Fat Electrician's got a video on that. You should watch that. It's really good. Like nearly every video I do, it's like, oh, he's got a video on this. You should watch it. So I'm like, all right, okay, well, I'll watch another one then. He also commented on the last one saying that he's okay with me reacting to stuff, which is incredibly kind of him, to be fair. Some content creators are not very happy when people pull up their stuff and have a talk about it. But maybe it's because I'm a Royal Marines commander, former Royal Marines commando, and he's probably more inclined to do it, to let someone with a bit of expertise talk about this type of stuff. Although this is F-15s and I have no idea about anything about F-15s. So let's have some fun. Let's check it out and let's see what it's all about. It's a relatively shorter video than usual. It's like 5 minutes and 14 seconds. So let's have some fun. Let's watch it and let's see what he's got to say about it. As always, if you want to watch his stuff without me waffling over the top of it, head to the description. There will be a link to his video in the description. Go over there, give it a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Very important that you do that. It's always one of the first things in my description if you want to check it out without me waffling over the top of it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps with that mysterious YouTube algorithm. And other than that, let's shut up. Let's pull this up and let's have a cheeky peek, shall we? I might turn some of these on.
Today we're talking about the most gangster fighter jet of all time, the F-15 Eagle.
All right. I actually haven't, I don't think, done a video on the F-15 Eagle yet. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. I'd like to know why it is the most gangster one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the American muscle car equivalent of a fighter jet. Developed during the Cold War in the early 1970s, it was designed to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to establish air superiority. And being that this was the 1970s and stealth technology wasn't going to come out for another decade, Uncle Sam had to rely on good old-fashioned horsepower and gunpowder. He figured if you couldn't be sneaky enough to go unnoticed, you just had to be fast enough to go untouched. And that is exactly what they did with the F-15.
My presumption is obviously the F-15 is way used a lot still. I'm wondering how many of them are actually... Oh my god, there was 7,300 of them produced. I'm wondering how many of them are still in use right now. The most trusted engine for the F-15 and the F-16. Only because I know that the F-22 and the F-35 are kind of like the major players right now, aren't there? My presumption is the F-15 and the F-16 will be used for many years to come, but I wonder how many there are compared to the F-22, which there seems to be a lot of F-22s, doesn't there?
Because it is equipped with two Pratt & Whitney F100 engines, totaling 19,200 horsepower, which is like 800,000 water chickens. This plane can travel at a max speed of Mach 2.5, which is roughly 1,900 miles an hour. And here's the kicker, it's not just fast, it's quick. And if you don't know the difference, I'll elaborate. You can build up speed slowly and be fast, but being quick is the ability to be fast in a hurry. And the F-15 is like a drag car. It is fast the minute you hit the throttle. So fast, in fact, that you can argue that it could be classified as a rocket. Okay, here.
So, is it fast because it's just got the horsepower, or I'm sure there's a lot more intricacies around it of weight and size and wingspan and all that lot that goes into that as well, my presumption. When it comes to pure acceleration, though, yeah, I guess that would be just the engines, wouldn't it? That would be just the engines if it's pure acceleration. And weight. I think, obviously, weight would be a big one.
Hear me out, I'm gonna nerd out for a second. Generally speaking, aircrafts need to do two things to fly. They need to generate lift and thrust. They need to generate enough lift to counteract gravity, so the physical weight of the aircraft, and they need to generate enough thrust to counteract drag. But here's the thing with the F-15, it has a greater than 1 thrust to weight ratio, meaning that it can generate enough pounds of thrust to offset drag and the weight of the aircraft, meaning it doesn't need to generate lift to sustain flight, which is what a fucking rocket does. If you're not picking up on a...
That's mental. So if it wasn't for actually maneuverability, you could take the wings away and it would still go in the air, which is pretty crazy, isn't it, to be honest with you?
Put down. I'm trying to tell you, the F-15 doesn't need to generate lift. It can just beat the atmosphere into submission. The F-15 could literally have its wings chopped off in mid-flight and it would still be able to fly. And I can already hear the comment section now. Buh! The chubby electron guy's so dumb he needs to go back to high school physics class. That's not how any of this works. Buh. No, that's...
I'm guessing that's his impression of a keyboard warrior. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Exactly how this works, and guess what? If you don't want to believe me and what's theoretically possible on paper, you don't have to, because this has already happened in real life. In 1983, an F-15 had a midair collision, completely lost one wing, and then proceeded to fly 10 more miles and then land safely. Okay?
Yo, wait. It was able to fly and land legit with one wing? That's actually mental. That is actually mental. This makes me... Okay, so if it's got this much horsepower and it's this much of an absolute beast, it makes me presume that they wouldn't replace this with the F-22 or the F-35. It would be alongside it for many years. Like, there's no point in replacing this. I mean, some people are probably going nuts in the comment section right now with me saying about the F-15 being replaced. But you have to remember, I was a boots-on-the-ground soldier. I was a Royal Marines commando, so I don't know much about aircraft, right? I know about the ones that got me from point A to point B, you know? I know about the Chinooks that moved me around. I know certain aircraft that helped move me around. But other than that, my expertise are on the ground. So I think it's wise for someone who did just boots on the ground to learn this stuff, so that if something's, you know, going off, I can look in the air and be like, oh, that's one of them. It's capable of doing this, that, and the other. And I'm digressing a little bit here, but what I'm saying is it's important to know why certain aircraft are still in use and why they've not been overtaken by something else and blah, blah, blah. And it looks like, from what he's saying, that there's nothing that's replacing this. The F-22 is great and the F-35 are great, but it seems like this is just pure strength, right?
Enough proof that it's basically a rocket. You can look at how an F-15 takes off. I'll show you the footage. The minute it clears the runway, it goes straight vertical and breaks the sound barrier. It is one of the only planes on the planet that can do that.
Oh my God.
Well, even if it is that fast, common sense dictates that they had to make a bunch of design compromises, and I bet the F-15 has hardly any firepower because of it. You know what? For once, you're right. That is what common sense would dictate, because that's what every other country does. If they want to go really fast, they either have to sacrifice firepower or maneuverability. However, here's what you're not taking into consideration. This is America. We don't make cents. We make dollars, and this thing has more firepower than any other fighter jet in the American fleet. Yeah.
We don't make sense. We make dollars. I think that sums up America perfectly. Doesn't make sense, but it makes dollars. That literally should be in the national anthem. And for those of you who might be offended, oh my God, a Brit is taking the piss out of America. I'm actually an American citizen as well, and I've lived in America for the past 9 years, and I've only just moved back to the UK in September. So I am an American citizen. I'm proud to be an American citizen. But with being a citizen comes a little bit of being able to laugh at yourself, right? Yes, it doesn't make sense, that country, but it definitely makes the dollars.
More bombs, more missiles, and on the off chance that isn't enough, it's also equipped with an M61 Vulcan 20mm Gatling cannon in case it needs to tell somebody to get fucked at 6,000 rounds per minute.
Yeah. We just watched a video on that.
So just so we're all on the same page, even though the F-15 is over 50 years old, it is still the fastest and most heavily armed fighter jet in the American fleet. And did I mention that it can also go like 3,000 miles without needing to refuel? Meaning that it's also extremely versatile logistically speaking, because it can fly from America to Europe without needing aerial refueling. And here's the kick.
That's mental, that, innit? Think about the distance of that, and it can fly without refueling. And it's a small aircraft as well. That's absolutely mental.
None of that is the reason it's the most gangster fighter jet of all time. It's the most gangster fighter jet of all time because this thing is the epitome of a pro gamer move. It has a real world combat record of 104-0. It is downed 104 enemy aircrafts and been shot down 0 times in return.
Wow.
It is the only aircraft to lose a wing, continue flying, and land safely. It's the only aircraft to ever shoot down a satellite while it was still in outer space. Yeah, America did that during the Cold War. We shot...
Wait. Okay. Let me think of the logistics here on how that's even possible. So it must have been some sort of guided missile, and this satellite surely wasn't that high in orbit, right? Right?
shot down one of our own spy satellites to send a message to the Soviet Union that we could do it to their satellites too. And my personal favorite, it is the only aircraft to ever score an air-to-air kill using a bomb. Not an air-to-air missile, a bomb. Yeah, in 1991 during Desert Storm, it actually hit a moving Mi-24 Hind helicopter with a GBU-10 bomb. Yeah, this one.
This might be my new favorite aircraft. I'm not gonna lie. It was the F-22. This might be my new favorite.
That is a 2,000-pound general-purpose bomb, and it just hit a moving helicopter with it. That is absolutely unheard of. In conclusion, while the F-15 is no longer the best fighter jet on the planet because it's been replaced by the F-22 Raptor...
Oh, so it has been replaced by the F-22 Raptor. Interesting. Okay. So I need to watch a video on the logistics of that and being replaced by it. And is the F-22 Raptor that much better than the F-15? It must be if it's getting replaced by it. It must be.
Feel pretty confident in saying that it will go down in history as the greatest fighter jet of all time. And that history is still being written because America is coming out with another F-15, the F-15 Eagle 2. And that's going to have to be its own video some other time. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
I should get some of his merch. His videos are really, really good. You know a channel's really good when, obviously, I watch stuff like this for the channel, but when I also watch it in my own time. And I discovered it through watching that previous one that I watched of his. Brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. What's this one here? The Real Tank Genius of World War II, Percy Hobart. Oh, I'll have to check that out as well. I'll have to watch some of these other ones. Yeah, great videos. Really good videos. I feel like he seems to have the same kind of mindset as me and my followers, which is always really good to see. And they're really enjoyable, and he's actually really funny. Seems like a nice guy. It's a shame I didn't meet him when I was still living in the US. Other than that, don't forget there'll be a link to the original video in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps with that mysterious YouTube algorithm. And if you want to check out DREADNOUGHT MEADERY, which is the project me and my brother are working on where we're making our own mead and tasting mead and reviewing mead, and we've got some other cool stuff coming up soon with it, go and check it out. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.